Hello, I am Assistant Professor Ramazan Vedat Sönmez. The title of the study is Job Embeddednes Effect by Human Research Management and Practice and Personal Empowerment, a research in Turkey and Iraq. In today's working and business world, the rapid development and advances in technology, communication, and transportation rapid transition to Industry 4.0. Intense competition, innovative studies, the rapid change in the consumer taste and preference, the instant use of machines and robots in the production and service process recurs to, and fundamental change in human research management. Organizational management are trying to bring the latest version of technologies such as artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, three-dimensional printers, big data, cloud computing, and smart factories into their organization to achieve their goals. In this busy environment of working life, another point that the managers of the organization emphasize in order to achieve their goals is the supply of manpower. Its development efficiency effectiveness and ensuring to continue of qualified employees in the organization. Employees who are committed to the organization and perform at high levels have a direct impact on organizational effectiveness and productivity. One of the concepts that has attracted the attention of managers and research in the field of management and organizations in recent years due to increasing strength of positive psychological research is the concept of job embeddedness. Job embeddedness is experienced as the set of elements that enable workers continue their work. The importance of human resource management practice, which is one of the concepts chosen to determine the variables that affect the concept of job embedding, increased even more in business life, where change, transformation, and competition are experienced rapidly. Human resource management, it is experienced as all of the studies related the process of effectively managing the human resource of organizational environment and organizational environment in a way that will be beneficial to the organization, to employ and environment in accordance with the law. Organizations gain a competitive advantage by developing valuable, irreplaceable, rare attributes and capabilities through human resource management practice. Personal empowerment, which is another concept chosen with the aim of determining the variables that affect the concept of job embeddedness. It is defined as the support given to increase the decision-making, authority, and personal development of the employee in organization. In other words, it expresses an understanding that allows employees to be more involved in organizational decision making and directly engaged in organization activities that place more responsibility on the employee to engage organizational performance. It can be stated that the concept of personal empowerment is related to the attitudes and behaviors that employees develop towards organization. It was found that the concept is closely related to motivation, delegation of authority, and participation and decision making. In organizations where personal empowerment is successfully implemented, it's evident that teams and employees are focused on organizational goals. Employees are more engaged in innovation, solution-oriented investigations are conducted when performance is poor and open communication network is established. On the other hand, it has been found that in organizations where empowerment process personnel is not successfully implemented, employee employees avoid taking risk for fear of making mistakes, don't take their work seriously, hide or ignore mistakes and problems. This grade poor performance. In examining the studies on this topic, there has not been much discussion on whether job embeddedness is influenced by human resource management practice and personal empowerment. This study attempts to fill this gap and examine whether job embeddedness is influenced by human research management practice and personal empowerment. The purpose of the study to determine the effect of human research management practice and personal empowerment on job embeddedness in the health sector in 2 different countries. Compare the results, develop processes based on the data obtained, present new data to researchers, and contribute to relevant literature. The study was conducted using a quantitative research method. The quantitative method was used for data collection. The study is included addresses the concepts of job embeddedness, human resource management practice and personal empowerment, and aims to fill this gap in the relevant literature with a field study. Consider that the concept of job embeddedness is related to or is affect values such as organizational citizenship, cynicism, performance, trust, and manager, organizational justice, workforce turnover, organizational commitment, job satisfaction. It is evident that organizational management can also be affected by the human resource management practice implement. In the other word, human resource management practice such as wage, career, communication, training, performance demands, and reward system applied in the organizational environment can have an impact on job embeddedness. The following hypotheses were developed by evaluation that organizational commit and job embeddedness of the employees who are safest with human resource management practice will increase and they will seek to remain in the organization. Hypothesis 1, the reward dimension of human resource management practice has an effect on job embeddedness. The salary dimension of human research management practice has an effect on job embeddedness. Hypothesis 3, education dimension of human research management practice has an effect on job embeddedness. Hypothesis 4, performance evaluation dimensions of human research management application has an effect on job embeddedness. Hypothesis 5, communication dimensions of human research management practice has an effect on job embeddedness. Hypothesis 6, personal empowerment has an effect on job embeddedness. The purpose of the study to determine the effect human resource management practice and personal empowerment of job embeddedness in the health sector in 2 different countries. Comparison the results, develop process based on the data obtained, present new data to research, and contribute to relevant literature. The research differs from the other studies in that it identifies the relationship between job embeddedness, human resource management practice, and personal empowerment and targets healthcare workers in 2 different countries. For this reason, the study asks the following questions. 1. Is job embedded influenced by the dimensions of human resource management? 2. Is job embedded influenced by personal empowerment? Finding of the research. Study percentages from Erbil, Iraq are 63% men, 37% women, 59% married, and 41% single. 23% of them have a high school degree. 57% have an associated degree, and person 20 have an undergraduate degree. When evaluated by years of service, 49% of them have 1 and 3 years. 30% of them have 4 and 6 years. 21% of them have 7 and 10 years of service. It was found that 26 and 40 years old, 21%, 35 years old, 30%, 46 and 40 years old, 6%, 41 years old. Demographic characters in Turkey. Of the study performance from Mardin, Turkey, 64% were male, 36% family, 68% married, and 32% single, with 51% of them having a bachelor's degree. When evaluated by years of service, 26% have 1 and 3 years, 40% have 4 and 6 years, and 34 have 7, 10 years of service. It was found that 26 and 40 years old, 25% were 31 and 35 years old, 19% were 36 and 40 years old, and 18% were 41 and older. Comparison of both study. The study found that the perception, personal empowerment in Iraq and Turkey is different. It was found that the reason for the difference is the fact that perception level of personal empowerment was higher in Iraq employees than in employees working in Turkey. It was found that wage and salary levels in study in Iraq and Turkey are different. The reason for this difference was found to be that the reward and salary levels of employees working in Iraq were higher than those working in Turkey. It was found that the perception levels of employees working in Iraq and Turkey differ in terms of education, performance, and communication. It was found that the reason for the difference is the higher perception levels of training, performance, and communication of the employees working in Iraq compared to the employees working in Turkey. It was found that level of job embeddedness employment was higher among those working in Turkey. In general assessment, it can be found that perception of job embeddedness is higher among Turkish workers, and scholars for human resource management practice and personal empowerment are higher among Iraq workers. Evaluation of hypothesis. Hypothesis 1, the reward dimension of human resource management practice has an effect job embeddedness. In Iraq, to reject, in Turkey, to accept. Hypothesis 2, the salary dimension of human resource management practice has an effect on job embeddedness. In Iraq, to reject, in Turkey, to accept. Hypothesis 3, the training dimension of human resource management practice has an effect on job embeddedness. In Iraq, to accept, in Turkey, to reject. Hypothesis 4, the performance evaluation dimension of human resource management practice has an effect on job embeddedness. In Iraq, to accept, in Turkey, to reject. Hypothesis 5, the communication dimension of human resource management practice has an effect on job embeddedness. In Iraq, to reject, in Turkey, to accept. Hypothesis 6, personal empowerment has an effect on job embeddedness. In Iraq, to accept, in Turkey, to accept. In light of the data obtained, the following suggestions can be developed to retain qualified employees in the organization, to ensure their motivation and performance and thus increase the degree of job and embeddedness. Establish a fair, equal, and satisfactory salary system for employees. Establish a training plan that contributes to the professional development of employees. Enhance their knowledge, skills, and abilities and meets the needs of employees. Involving employees' education-making process about their own areas of responsibility. Supporting employees' career planning and addressing their concerns. Prefers in hiring for employees who adapt to organizational culture. Importance of social activities to ensure communication, coordination, and solidarity among employees, allowing employees to choose the team they want to work with. Establishing an effective communication network between manager and employee. Thank you.